Hello everyone, today I'm going to be doing my part 5 of my all 184 films I saw in 2021. So this is from 65 to 35, then we have another part which is part 6, which is 34 to 21, then I wanted to do part 7, which is the big finale, 20 to 1. So further ado, I'm just going to take a quick glass of water to, get your throat all, your voice working good. And now, we get into it. In my number 65, I'm just going to load it up, is To All the Boys Always and Forever. Now this film, I think, was actually really entertaining. I think this is an enjoyable film that I enjoyed. I love the finale to this film, and yeah, I really did enjoy it. And my number 64 goes to Cry Macho. Now, I know some people didn't like this film. For me, I actually enjoyed this film. I loved Clint Eastwood in this film. I think he did a great job in this film. But yeah, I really did enjoy my time watching this film, and it was just a fun time. And yeah, I really loved Cry Macho. I think everyone should give this movie a watch, because it was just a fun time. And yeah, I think Clint Eastwood does a great job in this movie, and he's probably one of the standouts for me in this film, as well as the sidekick. I forgot what his name was. I think he was, again, great in this film. But yeah, Cry Macho, definitely check it out if you love Clint Eastwood Western films. I know some people don't really like it, but for me, I really liked Cry Macho, and I just had a blast. At my number 63, a movie probably people haven't heard, anybody heard of, but it's a A24 film called Red Rocket. Red Rocket, this was one of my last films I saw in 2021, and I had a blast with this film. I think Red Rocket was such a blast, and I really enjoyed most of my time with this film. I think Red Rocket was just a fun time, really funny with, who's the actor I'm blanking on? Simon Rex. I think he does a great job in this main role, but the story, it's very weird. But yeah, it's a really entertaining film that, yeah, I had a blast with, and yeah, it's, again, really funny, and I love Simon Rex, because all I knew Simon Rex from was the scary movies, so that's literally it I knew it from. So I watched it. I really liked his performance in this film. I think he did a great job. And my number 62 goes to Spiral from the Book of Saw. Now, I had a blast with Spiral from the Book of Saw. I know this is actually probably my favourite Saw film. I really had a blast with this film. I loved the twist on who was the killer behind this. I mean, I already kind of knew it. But yeah, he had a great cast. Chris Rock, Sam Jackson, Max Minghella, Russell Nichols. Like, he had a great cast in this film. I really did enjoy it. And directed by Darren Lynn Bousman, who directed Saw 2, 3, and and Saw 4. But yeah, I really had a blast with Spiral from the Book of Saw. I think this is, yeah, probably my favourite movie. My favourite Saw film. Loved Chris Rock as this detective, and Sam Jackson as well. He wasn't a detective in the film, but I really liked his role. And Max Minghella, I think, is fantastic. But yeah, I really had a blast with Spiral from the Book of Saw. And my number 61, I know some people were like, why is it this slow? It's Last Night in Soho. And don't get me wrong, Last Night in Soho was such an entertaining and fun film, directed by, of course, Edgar Wright. I think Edgar Wright is a fantastic director who has directed one of my favourite films, Baby Driver, and Scott Pilgrim. I think he's a great director, and he also directed the Cornetto trilogy. I really did enjoy this film. It was really entertaining. You have a great cast like Anna Taylor-Joy, Thomasin McKenzie, Matt Smith. You have a great cast in this film, and a great director. So if you have not seen this film, there is a horror kind of feelings to the film, which I just really enjoyed, and I just had a blast with Last Night in Soho. But my number 61 has to go to Last Night in Soho. My number 60 goes to Mortal Kombat, the 2021. Mortal Kombat was such a fun film. I know some people who didn't really enjoy this film. For me, I had a blast with this film. I just had a straight blast all the way through. I didn't really know much about Mortal Kombat, so I don't know if I played the games, but anyway, the movie is really good, in my opinion. I think it's a great movie. I had a blast with Mortal Kombat, and probably one of my most entertaining films of the year. Well, not my most entertaining, that'll be up in the list, but yeah. I had a blast with this film, and I think people should definitely check out Mortal Kombat if you have not already, because it was just a fun time. Pardon me. And if you're a Mortal Kombat fan, of course you're going to bloody seek Mortal Kombat, because yeah, it's just a fun movie, and yeah, it's a great movie. In my number 59, I know some people probably wouldn't have this, but it's called Our Friend. It's a very sad story. So it's after learning that his terminally ill wife has 6 months to live, a man welcomes the support of his best friend who moves into the house to help out. Yeah, it's a very emotional story, and I really think this is a great movie. It has a great cast like Casey Affleck, Dakota Johnson, and Jason Segel. I think this is a great movie. This is probably the most saddest film, not the most saddest film I've seen, but it's one of the most saddest films I've seen of the year. It really, it had so much emotion, because I think she had cancer. I'm not completely sure, but yeah, it was very sad, and yeah, I feel like these kind of sad films, probably check it out, because it is a very good film, great film. Number 58, on the good side, we have Gunpowder Milkshake. Now, Gunpowder Milkshake, I had a blast with Gunpowder Milkshake. It has a great cast: Karen Gillan, Lena Headley, Chloe Coleman, Carla Gugino, Michelle Yeoh, Angelina Bassett, Paul Giamatti, Ralph Einstein. A great cast, and directed by Naviot Pashoda, who had directed films I've not seen, but not really big films. But yeah, I think there is a sequel coming out of Gunpowder Milkshake, and I cannot wait, because I had a blast with this film. Yeah, I really loved this all-female action film, which I loved, and yeah, definitely check it out. But yeah, I had a blast with this film, and yeah, great film. At my number 57, a film that I saw really early, in September. It was supposed to come out in October. Well, it did come out in October on Netflix. It's called The Guilty. The Guilty is a fantastic film. Not a fantastic film, but a great film. It's a great cast. I know you must have just seen Jake Gyllenhaal in there, but you had Jake Gyllenhaal, Ethan Hawke was in there, Riley Keough, Peter Skarsgård, Christian Novello, Christina Vidal, Paul Dano, and yeah, just a great cast. And directed by Antoine Fuqua, who directed films such as Training Day, Southpaw, The Maleficent 6, Equalizer, Olympus Has Fallen, The Equalizer 2, Shooter, King Arthur, Infinite, which probably not his best, by far the worst film I've seen him direct this year. But yeah, The Guilty, definitely check it out. And my number 56 has to go to Stillwater. Stillwater stars Matt Damon and Abigail Breslin. I think this is a great movie directed by Tom McCarthy, who has directed films such as Spotlight, The Cobbler, and Timmy Failure from last year. Timmy Failure, Mistakes Were Made. I think this is a really good film. I really did enjoy Stillwater. It has a big story. So the synopsis for this film is: Bill Bacon, American oil rig roughneck from Oklahoma, travels to Missouri to visit his estranged daughter Allison, who is in prison for murder claims she did not commit. Confronted with language barriers, culture differences, and a complicated legal system, Bill builds a new life for himself in France as he makes it his personal mission to exonerate his daughter. Yeah, it's a great movie. Definitely check it out. My number 55 is Army of Thieves. Now, there were two films that came out, Army of the Dead and Army of Thieves. Army of the Dead is higher for me, but I had a blast with Army of Thieves. I didn't know what to expect from this film, but I think this was a great film. But yeah, I had a blast with Army of Thieves. I think people should definitely check this film out, because it has a great cast. It had the Dieter from Army of the Dead, and I think he is, again, great in this film. You have the girl from Fast and Furious franchise, Natalie Amell, and directed by Matthias Schulfer, who directed films I've not seen, but I think they're I don't know, not films I've seen though, but yeah, Army of the Dead, really good film, definitely check it out. And my number 54 has to go to Halloween Kills. I really did enjoy Halloween Kills. I know some people didn't really enjoy Halloween Kills, I know, and it's probably just a thing that I enjoyed, but someone gave it like a 1 out of 5, but I'm like, why would you do that? I mean, it's your opinion, but I had a blast with Halloween Kills, and I cannot wait for Halloween Ends. I really think that this is going to be a fun movie, and yeah, cannot wait for Halloween Ends, which is the last one in the Halloween franchise to end off Laurie Strode's character. I don't know if she'll die or not, but I don't know. Halloween Kills, I had an absolute blast with this film. But yeah, definitely check it out if you have not seen it, because it was just a blast, and really did enjoy what I saw from this film, and yeah, cannot wait to rewatch it, and love Michael Myers in this film. 53, film some people probably haven't heard of, is called Malignant. So Malignant is probably the most surprising horror film I've seen this year. I did not know that I was going to enjoy Malignant like this much, but I did. And I was a bit offended on this film. I didn't really know much about it. I didn't know if I was going to enjoy it, but when I first saw it, I was like, damn, that's a good horror movie. And it's directed by James Wan, so I did have some anticipation from it, because he directed films such as Conjuring 2, Saw, Insidious Chapter 2, and Aquaman, and then the new Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. So yeah, he is a great director, and I think he does great directing in Malignant. And who's the main character in this? Annabelle Wallis. She was fantastic in this film, and yeah, I really liked the character. My number 52 goes to Wrath of Man. Wrath of Man was such a great movie. I really did enjoy Wrath of Man. If you have not seen this film, definitely check it out, because it was so good. Guy Ritchie directed it. Jason Statham starred in it. Great. But yeah, Wrath of Man was such a good movie. Really enjoyed my time with Wrath of Man. And yeah, I think Jason Statham does a fantastic job in this film. Can't wait to watch Guy Ritchie's next film, which is Operation Fortune, which might not be in my top 30 plus 10 honorable mentions. Yeah, there's quite a lot, which will be coming out tomorrow. But yeah, Wrath of Man, really love this film. Definitely check it out if you have not seen it. My number 51, it's an anime film called Demon Slayer, the movie. I forgot what it's called. Demon Slayer Infinity Train. And this film was really cool. Not really a huge anime fan, but this really surprised me. This actually started last year. Got started into anime, and yeah, I really did enjoy it. Some people gave it like a 4.5, but I just think it's a 4 for me. I really did enjoy Demon Slayer Infinity Train. It was fun. It was enjoyable. It's quite high on my list, so 51, that's still really good. But yeah, I really did enjoy Demon Slayer Infinity Train. Definitely check it out if you have not. But yeah, Demon Slayer, I really did enjoy. I think people should definitely check it out if you have not seen it already. It's really entertaining. Really enjoyed it. The animation was really good, I have to say. I loved the animation. to this anime. But yeah, definitely check it out if you have not seen it. My number 50 film you probably have not really heard of. It's called Together Together. Now this is I'll tell you the story. So when young loner Anna is hired as the surrogate for Matt, a single man in his 40s, the two strangers come to realize this unexpected relationship will quickly challenge their prescriptions of connecting boundaries and the particulars of love. So the cast have Ed Helms and Patty Harrison, and directed by Nicole Beckwith, who hasn't directed films that people have heard of. Anyway, Together, I really think this is a good romantic film. I really had a blast watching this film. I think this is a great film. I think people should definitely check this film out. It's really entertaining. I love Ed Helms in this film, because I love Ed Helms. He's a great actor. But yeah, Together was a great movie. My number 49 goes to, I don't even know what part it was, but the Batman Long Halloween. But my number 49 is the Batman Long Halloween Part 2. This film I really did enjoy. I had a blast with Batman The Long Halloween Part 2. It was such an entertaining film. I love the animation to this film. The cast is great in this film. You have Jesse Ackles as Bruce Wayne, Batman, and you have Josh Duhamel as Harvey Dent. You have Naya River as Catwoman. You have Billy Burke as Commissioner James Gordon, and David Dastmalchian as Calendar Man, and directed by Chris Palmer, who has directed Batman The Long Halloween Part 1, Batman The Long Halloween Part 2, and Superman Man of Tomorrow, which I did review last year. And I really did have fun with Batman The Long Halloween Part 2. It was really entertaining. My number 48 goes to Bad Trip. Bad Trip was such a fun movie. I really loved Bad Trip. It has Eric Andre, Leroy Helry, and Tiffany Haddish, and directed by Kato Sakari, who has directed films that Pete. This is his first big film. So Bad Trip. I really loved this movie. It was really funny, really entertaining. It was just such a blast, and yeah, cannot wait to rewatch this film. It was really enjoyable. I loved what I saw from this film, and cannot wait to rewatch it, which I've already said. But yeah, my standout for this was probably Leroy Helry. I really loved his role in this film. He was probably the funniest in the film. But yeah, I loved his character. My number 47 goes to Jungle Cruise. Now, this is a Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson film, as well as Emily Blunt, Edgar Ramirez, and Jack Whitehall and Jesse Plemons. And directed by Jumon Collette Sarah, who has directed Orphan, The Shallows, Non-Stop, The Commuter, Unknown, Run All Night. So basically, heaps of Liam Neeson films. And the new Black Adam. And he's going to be directing Jungle Cruise 2, which just got announced a couple of months ago. I think Jungle Cruise was such a fun film. It reminded me of the Pirates of the Caribbean films. I think Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, he's probably my favourite actor alive, he does fantastic in this film. I really loved his role what was his name? Frank Wolf? Yeah, Frank Wolf. Loved his character, and then Emily Blunt again was fantastic. Jack Whitehall was fantastic, and Edgar Ramirez was fantastic, and Jesse Plemons was fantastic as well. So, fantastic cast. And my number 46 is a movie that was... Sorry if you've seen my top 10, but I've changed it. My number 46 is Luca. Luca is a fun film. I loved my time with Luca. I really enjoyed what I saw from this film. I think this was such an entertaining film. It has a great cast: Jacob Tremblay, Jack Dylan Grazer, and Emma Berman, and Maya Rudolph, and Jack Galifianakis. But yeah, Luca was such an entertaining animation film. Had a lot of depth to it. It was very sad as well. But yeah, Luca was actually my top 10. It was my number 7 or 6, but it's kind of changed, unfortunately, to my number 46. But I still really love this film, and yeah, definitely check it out if you have not seen Luca already. At my number 45, again, it was my number 9. It's Red Notice. Red Notice, when I rewatched this film, I really loved it. I think my opinion has changed on this film. I don't think it's great as what I said, but I still love Red Notice. It has such names such as Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Ryan Reynolds, and Gal Gadot, and directed by Rawson Marshall, who has directed We Are the Millers, Red Notice, Dodgeball, Central Intelligence, and Skyscraper. So he has directed some good films. But Red Notice, I really did enjoy this film. It was such a blast, really funny. I love this trio. Cannot wait, hopefully, for Red Notice 2 and 3, if they get greenlit. But yeah, I love this film and cannot wait to hopefully see more of this world of Red Notice. And my number 44 goes to a movie called Monster. Now, Monster, I really did enjoy. It was such a fun time. Directed by Anthony Mandler and stars Calvin Harrison Jr., who's a fantastic actor. And you have Jeffrey Wright, Jennifer Hudson, John David Washington's in here, and Anthony Mandler. I really did have a blast with Monster. I think it was a great film that has a lot of heart as well to this film. And I just really enjoyed and really loved. Really did enjoy Monster. If you have not seen it, definitely check Monster out. It was such a fun film. And I'll let you tell you the synopsis. So, the story of Steve Hammond, a 17-year-old honor student whose world comes crashing down after him when he is charged with a felony murder. So yeah, it's a great story and a great movie. My number 43, another A24 film. It's Zola. I really did enjoy Zola. It has a great cast to it. You have Taylor Page, Riley Keough, Coleman Domingo, Nicholas Braun, and directed by Jens Kiss Bravo, who has directed. I think this is like a big film, and this is the story to it. So, a waitress agrees to accompany an exotic dancer who her put upon boyfriend and her mysterious and demanding roommate on a road trip to Florida to seek her fortune at a high-end strip club. Yeah, that's what the film is. I really did enjoy it. It was such a cool film. And yeah, I think A24 does really good films and can't wait to watch more A24 films in the near future, 2022. Number 42 goes to Coda. Coda was such a cool film. Unfortunately, it does not get high up on my list for me. I'm so bummed about that because I really think this film is something special. So the cast we have is Amelia Jones, Marlon, Troy Costa, Gino Dobrez, and directed by Cyan Herder. And she has directed a Netflix film called Talia, I think it's called. And yeah, that's a great film. And she directed this, and I think she does a great job with Coda. Coda was such a cool film. So if you don't know what Coda stands for, it stands for Child of Deaf Adults. And yeah, it was something special, and I just had an absolute blast with this film. Definitely check out Coda if you have not seen it already, because it's just a cool film. And yeah, I really loved the story to it. My 41 is No Sudden Move. Now, hold up. Let me just tell you the cast. Don Cheadle, Bianca Del Toro, David Harbour, John Hamm, Ray Liotta, Brendan Fraser, Kieran Culkin, Amy Santiago, Julia Fox, Bill Duke, Frankie Shaw, Noah Jupe, Matt Damon. Yeah, Matt Damon was in this film. Craig Mumsgrant, and directed by Steven Sauerbird, who has directed Ocean's 11, Logan Lucky, Ocean's 12, Ocean's 13, and Magic Mike. Yeah, and the Launchment, which came out in 2019. Yeah, this film was really cool. I think this was such an epic film. that I had an absolute blast with, and cannot wait to rewatch No Sudden Move, because it was just a fun time, and I really loved this film. Number 40 goes to The Tomorrow War. The Tomorrow War was something really cool. I was very nervous going into this film. I didn't know if I was going to enjoy it, but the cast: Chris Pratt, Yvonne Shansky, J.K. Simmons, Betty Gilpin, Sam Richardson, Edwin Hodge, Jasmine Matthews, and directed by Chris McKay, who has directed the Lego Batman movie. And I think he does, and I think that film was fantastic. I think he's the brother from Adam McKay. Yeah, I had a blast with the Tomorrow War. The cast is fantastic. The story is fantastic. Oh wait, no, Adam McKay and Chris McKay are not brothers, but The Tomorrow War was such a really good movie, and I just enjoyed mostly everything about this film. Number 39 goes to Belfast. Now, Belfast, I really did enjoy. Belfast was such a fun film that it was really cool. The story is Buddy is a young boy on the cusp of adolescence whose life is filled with familiar love, childhood hijinks, and a blossoming romance. Yet, with his beloved hometown caught up in increasing turmoil, his family faces a momentous choice: hope the conflict will pass, or leave everything they know behind for a new life. And it's with Jude Hill, Katrina Baffle, Judi Dench, Jamie Dornan, and directed by Kenneth Branagh, who directed films such as Thor, Murder on the Orient Express, Cinderella, Artemis Fowl, and then directing the new Death on Death on the Nile. I really loved Belfast, and I can't wait to rewatch it. My 38 goes to Encanto. Encanto was such a really cool animation film. It's with stars such as Stephanie Bertez, and Stephanie Bertez was in course Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and then director Brian Howard, who has directed Zootopia, Tangled, Bolt. So probably some of my favourite animation films, and Encanto was something special. So I'll tell you why I like this film so much. This film had beautiful music, had a beautiful story to tell about this culture, and I just had a blast with Encanto. If you have not seen Encanto, definitely check it out. It's on Disney Plus for free if you have Disney Plus, because unfortunately I could not see it in theaters, so I had to watch it on Disney Plus, and it was still bloody great on Disney Plus. I really did enjoy Encanto. My 37 is a movie I wish could have been like my top 10. How Do They Fall? How Do They Fall was a bloody great movie. I loved How Do They Fall. It's with cast such as Jonathan Majors, Idris Elba, Regina King, Zazie Beetz, Delroy Lindo, Danielle Dywiller, Lakeith Stanfield, R.G. Kyler, Dion Cole, Damian Wayans Jr., like a great cast, directed by James Samuel, who has not directed much, like big films. And the producer was actually Jay-Z, and I think he does fantastic producing. But the film, the story for this film is gunning for revenge. Outlaw Nate Love settles up with his gang to take down enemy Rufus, but a ruthless crime boss who just got sprung from prison. Love The Harder They Fall. If you have not seen this film, definitely check it out. I definitely tell you to check it out if you love westerns. My 36, to end off this, is Godzilla vs. Kong. This is probably one of the most funnest films I've seen this year. Godzilla vs. Kong was really good. I really loved Godzilla vs. Kong. It has casts such as Alexander Skarsgård, Millie Bobby Brown, Rebecca Hall, Brian Tyree Henry, Sean O'Gara, Julian Dennison, which is from New Zealand. I love that actor. I'm directed by Adam Wingard, who directed Your Next, The Guest, Death Note, The Blair Witch, VHS 2, and some other films. And directing Thundercats. But I really loved Godzilla vs. Kong. It was such a cool movie seeing both Godzilla and King Kong who was going to win. Unfortunately, my boy King Kong did not win. It was Godzilla. But I did team up at the end to destroy Godzilla. But I loved Godzilla versus King. King versus Kong. But yeah, definitely check it out. And the last movie to end this off is, and number 35, is Willy's Wonderland. Willy's Wonderland. This was a sick movie. It has casts such as Nicolas Cage and some other guys that people have not really heard of. But this film, Willy's Wonderland, directed by Kevin Lewis, who has directed probably this is like his big film. And Willy's Wonderland, God, I love this film. It's actually Five Nights at Freddy's. Not a Five Nights at Freddy's, like a Chuck E. Cheese. And Nicolas Cage literally has to kill all these animatronics. So cool. Love this movie. If you have not seen it, definitely check it out. But that is it of part 5. Hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to my channel, it'll be a big help. Thanks for watching. Take care. Peace.